Hello. Let's do a quick collective check-in for the upcoming week. The last couple days of January leading into February. I'll get that. It fell on the floor. Interesting. So the card that fell on the floor is, look, it is the Seven of Swords. And it looks like actually what I'm getting here is I've been feeling that there's a major shift in the masculine energy. I can even feel it shifting within myself. And like the number 7 here has been like a very prominent number, which actually, if you really look at it, this year being the year 7 in numerology, and I feel big shifts in relationships coming up this year. And this is going to be in relationships of all kinds. Wherever there is like major codependency, especially, where we're going to be called out of those spaces, whether it's leaving those relationships and going on to be by ourselves, or just navigating into other spaces where those patterns are no longer going to be allowed to be in one's reality. And then you can see he's actually got one sword in his hand right here. Then he has several swords here. I'd say that's probably 4. I think that's 4. Yeah, because then he's dropping 2 right here. So if you really think about that, that's like the Ace of Swords in his hand. And then in this other hand, he has 1 in his hand, but like there's the 4 here, which usually the 4 of Swords is in relation to rest. And then you have 2 of Swords here, which is usually about mental, sometimes mental confusion, but I feel that this one is like the confusion is being dropped. Like they're no longer willing to see the reality in the perspective that they were seeing it before. It's almost like rose-colored glasses are falling off. And then with this Ace of Swords, it's like they have that clarity, the masculine energy, and we all have masculine energy within us. It's not just men. You know, I mean, it's going to be mostly expressed through a lot of men, because I just feel like it's harder for some to navigate through those experiences of letting go of those old patterns and habits. And you can see this house in the background and then the red trees. And what I'm getting with that, it's connected to a lot of ancestral energy, a lot of ancestral patterns that they've continued to carry and that they're choosing to no longer play in. And so they're going towards these 4 of Swords. Like that's in the prominent part of the picture where it looks like he's going down. And what I'm getting from that is they're being led, you know, the masculine energy is being led into a space of surrender, a space of rest, where they can finally just take a breather, really, and really figure out what it is that, first off, is the truth of everything, which I feel that that's where everybody's leaning into now. And then figuring out where one wants to go from there. And the only way to kind of get there is to go away from at least what one knows that they don't want, in whatever way that means. It could be in an emotional way, it could be in a mental way, it could be physically. It depends on each person's experience and what they're navigating. So then the second card that came out is the Lovers, and it's a 6 card. So what I'm getting with this is like, this is going into a deeper space of union internally in the masculine and feminine energy. And I'm getting that, you know, this is with the assistance of, you know, guides, spirit, angels, ancestors. They are going to assist in whatever way that they can in not only holding the people that are going through this, but knowing that this is your reminder to reach out to them, you know, in whatever way it is, whether it's God or whether it's like Mother Mary or whether it's certain angels, deities, whatever it is, reaching out to ask for assistance. And also being reminded that we as humans here on earth are here to embody both the earth and the spirit energies, right? So that is bridging the gap and marrying the masculine and the feminine, not only in the way of those energies, but the earth and the sky, you know, the earth and the galactic, however you want to view that. And I just feel like this is also telling of, see how there's like clouds here and then the sun's here in the background, and it's almost like the dissonant energy, the seeming struggle that one has been through, or the space where it seemed like the even judgment was clouded, it's starting to clear. And I'm getting that this week is going to be very pivotal for these energy shifts. So if you haven't already started to feel them, they're going to start happening for you. And some of it could even be in career. Some of it could be in direct relationship with a significant other. It could be in just your general family, like, you know, parents, siblings, whatever way that is for you. It could even be whatever family you've chosen for yourself if you are not in communication with blood relatives, right? And so see here we have the Temperance card, and it's interesting. It's fire and water, because you see there's the fire there in this cup, and then there's the water there, and it's actually talking about the water tempering the fire and like it working together to create balance. And then you can see here how this person has one foot on the ground and one foot in the water, and that just tells even more of like the importance of the balance of the duality. So I just feel that's a deeper message of us learning to find balance in our lives. And you know, that goes back to finding balance within yourself, in like the mental body, the emotional body, the physical body, the spiritual body, you know, like all of those aspects that we have. And but also allowing yourself to move in and through those energies in whatever way that feels right in the moment. And the key that one thing to remember, I guess that's the best way to say it, is when you're navigating through these different energies and shifts, the one thing to take note of is when you find yourself too much in your head and starting to go in the spiral, is your reminder to basically get in your body in whatever way works for you, whether that is breath work, whether that's going to the gym and working out, whether that's going out in nature and just walking, you know, or just being in the sun, connecting even with your plants in your house. Like, I have so many freaking plants here. Like, look at that right there. Like, that's my little plant baby corner, you know? But like, if you have some soil sitting in the house and that's your only way to be able to like get grounded, go put your hands in it. You know, I know one of my old mentors used to actually, she would collect sand whenever she would go to the beach, and then she had a box in her house that she would literally go stick her feet in and use it to ground. And it was, I thought it was cool, but at the same time, like, wow, it kind of reminds me of a litter box. Like, what? But like, it worked for her. And like, for example, today, water is so healing for me, and it's been assisting me in just transitioning through these upgrades that I feel my being going through. And like, to me, that is my sacred space besides my own home, is like literally if I'm feeling off, I'm just gonna go sit in a bath. And sometimes it's like I need that comfort. And so for me, it almost feels like Mother Earth and the water are working in harmony, and they're coming there to wrap themselves around my being. And it's just, and when I allow myself to just sit there, I turn off the lights in the bathroom, I light some candles, and I literally sometimes just sit there and I'm like, I need to just be. And if you can just sit with yourself, however long you can, because sometimes a lot of us have issues, at least that's how I've navigated before. I should say, it's hard to get out of your head, but in whatever capacity you can do that will be very beneficial for your being. If it's working with crystals, I have tons of crystals around my place. As you can see, I have several back here. And these selenite wands have been so freaking powerful for me lately, to the point where I've been working with like both of them in tandem, almost like they're like wands of energy, but also like in the way of like clearing. I've been doing dancing while holding them recently in the way of like clearing my energy field and my chakras, and like so many ways. Like these, to me, these are my most powerful tools at the moment, but that changes at any given moment. So like, that's just what it is for right now. Cause like, for me to even say that I was dancing, that's a new thing for me. So, but yeah, I think this was just a further reminder of the need for balance, the need to be gentle with yourself, have grace and compassion, and just know that even if you are feeling off or sad or angry or whatever, allow yourself to safely feel and express those emotions. A lot of times it's better to go off by yourself, especially if you're in anger, and allow yourself to just go through it. Whether you feel you need to scream, turn on some like music that could help shift your energy. Music is so freaking healing. Like, I just this afternoon was listening to old songs that were like popping in my head, and I was just like having a good old time in my car. And I'm just like, and that's another thing, like dancing is another way to ground and get in your body. Like there's so many freaking ways. And I've noticed recently too in my baths that I take, adding magnesium flakes has been very helpful. And a lot of us are deficient in magnesium, so it's very beneficial to get it in any way that you can. Sometimes I'll drink this brand of electrolytes called Element, and I do believe they add magnesium into their mixture, and they don't really have any junk in them. And then I love to put magnesium in the bath, and a lot of times Epsom salt itself has magnesium in it, and those are some good ways I know to get it in. Sometimes they also have, I believe, like liquid magnesium. I know that people have used it. I tried to use it one time for my underarms, and I think I used it right after I shaved. That was not a good idea. So I'm just sharing some of like tools that have assisted me. Even, I was just reminded, essential oils. There's so many great essential oils out there. I love the brand Young Living, and always utilize theirs, but like there's other brands like doTERRA. Just making sure that's really high quality oil is one of the best things. Even like sticking it in a diffuser, or if you just open the cap and like sniff it, like that's very helpful. I actually have I've made bracelets in the past. I don't have any on me, but with lava stone, that you can just put the oil on the lava stone and you wear it on your wrist. And like mine would smell like that essential oil that I would add to them for like a couple days. It's not even just that it lasts the entire day. And that I did it back when I was having like really bad anxiety at work, especially when it came to, I deal with a lot of men at work, and like the whole public speaking thing has always been an issue for me. So I used to put a very calming blend of essential oils on, and I would just periodically lift my wrist up to like my face area and like sniff it, but not in a way where people think that I'm weird because I'm like sniffing my arm. But anyway, I just wanted to like add in those little tidbits that may be of benefit. So yeah, and then also like check out these flowers here. They look a little wilted. And you know, it's reminding me of these, I think they're called tiger lilies. I don't know if they're all called tiger lilies or if it's only the orange ones, but they're the purpley pink ones that I've had in my house. And I've noticed that, you know, they open up really big and bright and beautiful. And then at some point, you know, they start losing, just, I don't want to call the beauty of them, but like, you know, they wither, they die away, and they like, it's just part of the process. And that's also reminding us that there are aspects of us, things that we've carried for however long, that may no longer serve us, and they have withered away. And the grace and compassion that you can give to them for assisting you through your journey up until this point, and then giving them the proper burial, allowing them to just go with grace, and thanking them, being in gratitude for the beauty that they assisted with, you know, in whatever time they were a part of your reality. And that is just the nature of death and rebirth. And we as humans are just continuously going through that. We as souls go through that, the death and rebirth of many iterations of ourselves, and that's okay. And yeah, allowing yourself to also go through the grief that comes from that aspect of yourself no longer journeying forward from that point. Okay. So then on the bottom of the deck you have the Two of Cups card, and it's so pretty. And it's just remembering that, like, those messages that came through, literally, the Lovers, the Temperance card, the Two of Cups, talking about duality, talking about the unity of the polarity, and knowing that it works in harmony, that you can't have one whereout the other. Oh gosh, it's so weird. I hear like a tune in my head that says you can't have one without the other. Where did that come from? Oh my god, now you know what that's from? Love and Marriage. Oh my god, with Al Bundy. That's freaking hilarious. There is a giant love message here, as you can see, with like the man, the masculine, you've got the Lovers, and then the Temperance card. But like, I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole, but like, take whatever interpretation of this that you want. But like, yeah, literally, when you want the joy and the happiness and the peace and the fulfillment, know that you are also going to have the other end of the spectrum, no matter what. And the higher that we go in one, the deeper we're called to go in the other, in order to create this more fluid movement, so we can go back and forth between the two as needed, allowing the energy to flow, and knowing that you have the resilience, you have the strength, you have the courage, you have the ability to go through any and all of it and come out on the other side more evolved and more connected than before. Yeah, I think these are the biggest messages. I know there's other layers of messages in here, and maybe throughout the week I'll go into deeper layers, but this is the overall message for this week. So I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead, and I will talk to you again soon.